Okay, I know that we still have a few more people, but I think we're going to go ahead and get started. So thank you everybody for attending. Welcome to today's panel discussion, Elevate Training with Smart Help. I'm Darren Michael, the Senior Director of Business Development with GForce, and just wanted to thank everyone for joining us today. Our plan is to allow you to gain an understanding of Infor Smart Help and how it can help your organization. Before we begin, I just wanted to address a couple things. One is that we've intentionally made this panel discussion to empower all of you. So if you have any questions, you can raise your hand, you can use the Q&A feature, whatever you need to do, and we'll make sure that we try to get to that. If for some reason we're unable to answer all the questions, we'll make sure that we follow up with you to get your question answered. So before we start, I'd just like to introduce our two panelists today. Greg Gotlin is the GForce Managing Director. He's got over 25 years of Infor experience, beginning his career as a Lawson user as a controller at Hard Rock Cafe. We also have Mandy Cavaliere with us. She is the GForce Solutions Director and CPA with over 20 years experience in accounting and finance. So with no further ado, let's get started. My first question, I'm gonna propose this to either of you, to both of you. What the heck is Infor Smart Help?
Ooh,
what is it?
Want to tackle it, Mandy? Or you want me to go?
Sure, I'll start. So Smart Help is actually an online repository for all of your documentation related to your ERP. So this, and we'll talk about all the different types of documents you can put out there, but it's a repository, so you don't have to go to multiple places on your network to find training guides, templates and things like that.
Great.
Okay, what are people doing nowadays instead of utilizing Smart Help? I mean, what is the process like? Like nowadays, if you weren't on Cloud Suite and you needed to find something, how do you go about doing that?
Yeah, I'll jump on that one. It just, before we jump in and show the product, but I see a lot of my customers actually, going out there, either creating materials on a shared drive, or I've seen OneNote being used, lots of different places, but then you have to maintain that documentation. And we also see a lot of templates that we use, like upload templates and things. And the nightmare is keeping the template, someone saved over it, someone deleted it, all those kind of things. So we're seeing a lot of using network drives to capture all this information. And what we found is that people don't actually go out and look for it because they got to go find where it is. I forgot where it is. And so I think that's why what Smart Help is going to be great for is that it's part of the application. I think that's the key.
Okay, and how exactly do you roll out Smart Help? Does it already come, like pre-configured in the system? Is there a lot of information in there already?
Go for it, Mandy. She's got this at hers.
With the V2 portal update that just happened, it does come automatically provisioned now. So there is not any setup. If it's something that you don't want to use, it's something that you can disable in the portal settings, but it comes automatic now.
Okay.
That's awesome. Yeah.
Okay. And what kinds of things can you put in there? I mean, is it limited as to what you can do?
Let's show them, Mandy.
No limit. I'm going to share my screen.
Okay.
Yeah. I this is to me like the moving to Smart Help and everything before Mandy shows everything is just you said how should we roll this out? Well, yeah, it's installed and it's ready to use, but some of the things that the content you can put out there, you can put it out there as you need it. It might be just your content. We'll show some of those things, but you can roll this out anyway. We have a lot of delivered content that GForce has developed, and then there's a lot of delivered content out there that you can get from Infor as well, and put it out there and put it at your fingertips rather than having to go log in somewhere. You're already in the application.
Yeah. So I logged in, and I log in automatically as a controller, but the Smart Help is this little question mark icon over here on the right-hand side. And when I click on Smart Help, I have my documents, which is all of the files that I've uploaded. So these are, company specific. If I come down here to help, this will be anything that Infor has out there for help. And we'll go to a few other pages and you'll see that this gets filled out. On this particular page for the controller role, I have these things out here, but there's no delivered Infor content. And then knowledge base is any knowledge base articles related to the page that you are on. So I can click. So this one, you know, we've got a video file, we have a couple PDFs and another video file. So really there is no limit, to answer your question, Darren. There's no limit to the types of files or how many files that you can put out there.
There is a limit to,
Okay.
you know, just throwing it out there. There's one, when you are uploading out here, you can only put 5 files out at a time. And there's a limit of size on the upload portal. But there's, if you have something bigger, you know, a really large video, you can go into document management and upload it there. So there's other ways to get there.
Okay, can you give us any kind of like real success story, how somebody has utilized you know, maybe it's something that they don't do very often, you know, any kind of success story that you can give us as to how somebody has used like a specific screen?
Yeah, we just developed, I think, a few, Mandy, I think, with the close processing for year-end processing and just quarter closes. So
Yeah,
step by steps. Yeah.
And then these two as well, the ones out here, these job aids, the add accounts and add departments, these aren't things that are done every single day. So these are possible, you know, items that you would forget where to go. So I put these out right here on the controller role, because you know where, you know, that it happens somewhere in this role, but you don't know exactly where. So these job aids I've put out here on the controller role, but also when you get into the finance enterprise group itself, where setting those up, you know, I've also put them out there. So you can add the same job aids to multiple screens, or, you know, help documents.
Can you click on one, Mandy,
Yeah,
to open up a PDF?
So it opens it up right here, but I can also click this and I can pop it out. So if I want to have it on another screen, so I can make it, you know, a little bit bigger. Don't want to pop it out. I'm going to put it back in. Got mad at me. Oh,
Oh no, it just
Oh,
did that
no.
thing to you.
yeah, it started acting up.
We did find some bugs out there, everyone, for this, and we are reporting them. One of the bugs just happened recently, and Mandy, I can share just so you don't have to worry
I'm going to
about it.
let you share.
Yeah, and Mandy, you can try to get it back going in a second here. We found a bug out there, everyone, that sometimes the Smart Help disappears for no reason. It's there, but it doesn't stay, and we thought it was a security issue, but it turns out it's not. It might be just a clear cache kind of issue, but you can see in here, I'm actually in the AP screens there, and I have some videos and things that I can get to. So it might be an upload template. I might have a basic payables invoice template to upload for Excel file. So I can click on that, hit open, and it's going to open up on another screen. And have that's what we're talking about, save in ISD files out there, spreadsheet designer files out there. So you can see it's opening up Excel here, and that Excel file will be basically the template that I have out there. So no one can mess with my template. Here's the invoice upload screen. So if someone wants to use that for an upload, you download it each time to use it. Now you might save this and save it as your own template to use for other things. But here's the core template. I don't have to go out there and find it on a network drive and find out that, someone has added data to it then, or manipulated it or deleted a sheet and we don't know how to add it back. This would allow that to happen. You can save them there. And just, other things like the read more stuff here, under the help, this is to take you to all of the, here's what the unsubmitted invoice is for. And then this is knowledge-based articles that are out there. So the things, trouble tickets that have happened out there under Infor. So really powerful tool from Smart Help, not just our own documents. I have a PowerPoint here. It could be any type of document we put out there.
Now, let me ask you guys a question. Now, if we do an implementation for somebody and they say, hey, we want you to help us out with Smart Help. I mean, Can we go in there and do that and create things for them to look at in the Smart Help?
Yes,
Yeah.
absolutely. As
It-
Greg mentioned before, we have a lot of delivered content that, GForce has developed. So a lot of these, what we call job aids, which are kind of help documents, step-by-step guides on how to perform the task based on what screen it is. And we can
Okay.
make those specific to your company as well.
Yep.
Okay.
And I see there's two things that there was a question out here in Smart Help. I was just going to read it.
Yeah.
Says, is it only available in Mingle? It's only available in the new V2 Mingle. So if you must have Mingle up and running, and you'll see when you have Mingle up and running, you should have on V2, you'll have this area here. So if I close this out, you'll have this area up in the top right-hand corner here that has the widgets or the help icon. That's your Smart Help. So you do have to have it on V2. Also, there was I know Jan had a question out there about saying that you've implemented this 3 years ago. There's some new stuff out there that you may not know about, which is this little paperclip. Mandy, you could talk more about it if you want to, but the paperclip. But
yeah, the paperclip allows you to add the documents. So if you want to click on that, Greg, you can click on that paperclip and then you can drag and drop or click on the upload files and find a file on your network drive to upload, which is a nice, easy way to, and then it attaches that document to the specific screen you're on. And you can tell it down here, the access control, if that's a private document or a public document. And if you make it private, it's only viewable to you. And if it's public, then everyone in the system that has the right security will be able to see that document.
yeah, and also just to keep in mind too, under when you're uploading into here, the ones that if you've implemented this years ago, you used to have to go into it first, figure out what the screen ID was, and then go into document management and then upload it. You can still do that and still go about that way. So if you have a really large file or you want to maintain those files, they're out there. You can do that from there. Smart Help not populating. I'm not sure what that question was on there, but is it not populating on yours? Is that all?
I think he was saying that he has the same issue that we had where it doesn't populate with the documents.
It goes in
like
and
yours.
out. Yeah. And we'll make sure that we've come across this issue. So as anybody who's joined our meetings today, we'll make sure that we let you know about, the fixes and things that are happening with Smart Help. The new Smart Help came out in this last April release, and there's a lot of cool updates out there, such as the paperclip and things to that nature, that we'll make sure that everybody is kept aware of.
Okay, yeah, and Jen, we can
ahead.
always hop on the phone, and we can go through some things if you've got some very specific questions that just pertain to you. It's not a problem too.
And there was a multi-tenant. Does it carry over? You would have to copy these. They're on. It's an Infor document management piece. So when you do your copies from prod to train, there was a question out there about data refreshes. Unless you refreshed your IDM, your Infor document management, they are not going to automatically show up over there. But you can certainly test them out on train and then put them over on prod. But you'd have to do them in both places. I hope that answered that.
Sounds good.
Yeah. Where are we going next there?
Yeah, I got another question for you. So you can use this when you are trying to do something, refreshing yourself, like we talked about, like a year-end close, for example. What about training? Is this something that can be effective for training also, training of new employees?
Go ahead, Mandy.
Yeah, I mean, I think it can be because, it's effective for training. You could put a lot of documents on the main screen. So when you log in and into a specific role, you can put all of your training documents right there on the main screen. And then you can also put the specific job aids, how-tos on the specific screens, which will help a new employee as they're going. They could click on the document, open it up, and have the step-by-step guide right there. So I do think it's effective for training. You can even put videos out there.
Yeah, we actually have a video. I think it's under here. I'm not sure if it's in this one or not. I don't want to refresh just in case it blows it,
I
but
know.
we actually did a video of how to navigate the system. So when I log in the very first time, we put it at the header of every role. So every time someone logs in there, they can have their basic, documentation of how to navigate. Another thing that we did, Darren, is when the new V2 portal came out and there was some new updates. So if you haven't taken advantage of the new, you could see our menu bar is a little different. You may not have opted or toggled into these new updates here. So we did a video of how to navigate all of these new changes. So as these new toggles that we take advantage of as the releases come out in April and October, you can put some of that documentation out there and even some of the release documentation out there to help people get to it so they don't have to go hunt for it. And one of the ones that I found was like, I didn't know where Print Manager went after I turned on the toggle. I couldn't, it wasn't in my, when I clicked on my menu, it wasn't at the top anymore. Where'd it go? I was panicked. And then I found out it's under Report Catalog. And under Report Catalog is where the Print Manager went to. So yeah, we did some great documentation out there and put it out there for navigation. And you could even name it, where did my Print Manager go? And have a quick video of how to get to your Print Manager. And there it is, my print files. So.
And you could put it on every home screen for every specific role. So you could have it out there for controller, for payables, for assets, and so on and so forth.
So yeah, there's a lot of ways to get to this. And if you can even click to here to manage if we need to, if you have the right role, I can go into document management and clean up stuff in document management. I don't want it to be out there anymore. Everybody's got it. We want to clean up and remove that. You can just delete that document out of that spot.
Okay, so just to clarify something, so if I was to load something up there and I put it in there, let's say it's a spreadsheet, and I load it up, can anybody that has the security see that? But then I'm the only one that can edit that. Is that right?
You have to be a document management resource in there. You have to be you can't just be a user in document management. You'd have to be an admin to edit that document that's out there. So no, you'd have to have the right security.
But as a user, I could put something in there, right?
Yes.
You have to have the right role to do that. So there's I think there's two different roles. So you can have a role to view the Smart Help documents, and you have a role to add documents. So you might be able to see the documents, but you wouldn't have that little paperclip to add unless you have the right security.
Right, you have to have the right security to be able to add. And there's I believe there was an administrator role that you just have to add for IDM administrator, and that allowed you to be able to get to that. So that.
Okay. What else? What other kind of what other kind of uses are there for this? We talked about specific events happening. We talked about training. Is there any other times that people would want to use this? Can they store their own like personal documents on something in here? I mean, does it?
Well, yeah, that was what we were showing before, Darren. So yeah, when I'm in here and I'm adding a new document up here. So if I had that, I can add my own private documentation out here for some things.
There we go.
And you can put additional details out there to find out a little bit more about where it's going to be stored. But that's it. You used to have to know this piece of information to go out there and find out how to load it manually. Now with the new paperclip option and uploading up to 5 files at a time, you can put stuff out there. So yeah, if you might give certain access to certain people to be able to put their own documentation out there. And then there is the ability, once it's out there, if it's really good, so you might be working on this and make something private while you're testing it. In a production environment, even you're testing this, and then you can go and change it to public after. So you might have some stuff out there, or you might have some content that you want to keep private, keep it public, and then convert it back to private because we didn't want to delete it. It was an update of how to use stuff. So yeah, you can put it out there and change it from there.
Okay. So when you say it's private, does that mean it's absolutely private, or there's an administrator that would have access to it? I'm just curious.
Yeah. So if you're the application administrator for Infor document management, you could go in and find that document out there. Yeah.
Okay.
If you, there's always someone who has keys to the kingdom, right? So
Right. Okay. Interesting. Okay. Is there anything else that that you can both think of to show us about this? I mean, it's pretty great how it can just be there. You don't have to go searching around for what you need, and it seems like it's a big advantage to utilizing the Infor software, especially on Cloud Suite.
I think my favorite part about it is you have not only your company specific documents, but you also have, direct access to Infor help from the screen you're on and any knowledge-based articles. I thought that was the most exciting part is you're on that screen, you're running into an issue, you go to the knowledge-based section, you find out if there's a knowledge-based article for that particular issue without having to leave the system and go out to concierge to look for those knowledge-based articles. So
and
that's
hunt
something that I
these,
was excited about.
knowledge-based articles that are related to invoice entry, right? Here you
Right.
go.
So you don't have to search for, it's hard to find knowledge-based articles out there. You have to search for the right terms, but here you're on the screen. Is there anything related to this screen that's out there? So it makes searching a lot easier.
Great. Looks like we have a couple more questions. We use things like ISD for doing things in bulk. Is there a way to add a document to many screen IDs in bulk, similar to using and ISD?
Yeah, so you can have one document loaded out there, but you have to go. So using the paperclip out here to load is one way, but in the actual system, if you go into document management, if you find one of those documents out there, you can actually give it multiple screen IDs. So if I want that document to be available on 50 different screens, rather than uploading that document 50 times, I can just say it has different screen IDs. So I meant to go into document management here and find that document, one of the documents I have out here. So here's a Smart Help document. There was a video that's out here. I'm just going to open it up here. And you would go under your attributes and there's your screen IDs. You would be able, so if I check this out and I could add additional screen IDs into here. So great question about that. Being able to add it out there. And I think that how do you get the same for different pages and just people doing it multiple times? I think that's the best way to do this. If they do upload it more than once and they have that same video under different places, you can go out here and clean them up, get rid of them, and then just simply consolidate here by adding those screen IDs.
But there might be times when you want the same document on different pages. Like I said before, on the controller role itself, we put some of those job aids on things that you don't do on a regular basis. So you can't remember where you need to go. So putting that on that main page, but then also putting it on the page that it actually belongs on. So sometimes it makes sense to put it in multiple places.
Yep. Yeah, but you could put it in multiple places, but not have to upload it twice. Is I guess having that out there. So if I do maintain how to add it, I don't have to. I just fix the one document and it fixes it everywhere. So, is there a list of all the screen IDs? There's if you turn on context viewer. So if you're an admin in this area here, and you add in your administration and add the widget called context viewer, it will tell you what all those screen IDs are out there. I've never thought if there's got to be a listing somewhere. I will do that as a follow-up for everybody to see if I can find all of the screen IDs out there. There's got to be, right? There's got to be,
because that would take a while to have to go to each screen you want it on and write those.
Or at least some major ones definitely we can help provide. So, but yeah, when you're on the screen itself, there's a way to get to them.
What is the here's another question. See that? What is the benefit of using the document management instead of adding the contextual links when creating the training? We use uPerform and add the contextual links.
So you have the full version and doing the training documentations out there. This is kind of replacing that a little bit, because now in the Smart Help area, I can actually just go out there and attach documents before it automatically puts that screen ID out there for them, so that we no longer have to go out there and do that. So when I'm in here and I wanted to add a document to here, I can simply add, it's going to automatically go into Infor Document Management and add that link that we were just showing, which was those screen IDs in there. So yeah, there's more than one way to put it out there to get those contextual links. It kind of moved it so we don't have to be experts at all those screen IDs anymore. So, once I might create a document in one screen, I know I need to add it to a bunch of other screens, and then you can go out there and hunt for those. A lot of them are really kind of straightforward. It's the FSM _page_controller. That's the header. That's the header page. Yeah. So if you're on payables, it's payables, that kind of thing. So you can pretty much guess them, and you'll get to them. But adding, going through document management in this case, if I have that one document out there, and I think that Jan, if I'm asking this, if you're answering it right, it's a way to add it to multiple screens. But if you're using uPerform, that tool is doing that for you.
Okay, good. Okay, Jan gave us the thumbs up, so I think that was a good answer. So thank you.
Yeah. Just a couple other things can I point out, just in the new V2, going out there, that toggles in. I'm not sure if everybody's seen some of the new stuff, but note that I have payables, and I have payables manager and payables specialist. You're going to find this across the board. You're going to find one that says global ledger now. And these are great roles. I'm going to click on global ledger. It's actually, I'm going to go, I like the payables one. It's more fun. There's more options in there. But when I minimize in here, you can see it has all these different toggles, including if you are an administrator and you can do some of the administration functions, you click on this. And it's a lot easier than going through the menus to find all those pieces of the puzzle. You can say, yeah, I'm looking to set up vendor structure, company structure. It's all organized, and you can get to those forms without having to click into a menu or to type it up there. So just keep that in mind. That's one of the new toggles to toggle into. Last October, they had a few. This April, they added global ledger and other ones out there. So I'll click on global ledger just so you can see what the global ledger one does. But if you are kind of an application, you're application administrator, and you click on the global ledger now in here, you can have an administration function in here and see all the things to set up. Or, hey, I might be going out there and looking at analysis. They just made it easier to get to all of those different areas. Create journal is actually easy. It makes sense. Create journal. Okay, so if you're not administrator, you just won't have the little suitcase at the bottom here, the little toolbox at the bottom here. But if you but hey, I'm a controller, or I'm a staff accountant, I'm going to see the one that says create journals. So it does narrow down the security for you. Again, some of the smart help has been put into smarter roles as well. So, and to help you.
Okay, good. Anything else that we need to know? Or are there any other questions out there?
Yeah, open the floor to questions out there. Anybody? Is there? I'm just looking at make sure I did answer all the ones that were on the chat at this moment.
Yes.
I will tell you that there's a lot of delivered. We build a lot of content for all of our customers. One of the early questions was from you, I think, Darren, was when is the right time to roll this out? Well, during implementation, It's a great time to roll it out. If you've already deployed, it's never too late. We think that everybody knows how to do things, but put them out there and allow your end users to help you. And if there's something someone put together, a great document of how to run through in account and structure relations. Maybe you have a document out there of what we did, or maybe it was the design document of how we how we organize our structure relations. Take those documents, put them out there so that they're easy to get to, and we can go out there and audit. It's great for auditors too, to understanding. You can put stuff out there specifically for auditors to say, how do I do things? How do I, what does dimension 1 mean? That kind of thing.
Looks like we have another question that just came in. Can you clarify again what role has access to the paperclip/upload?
I believe I'm just going to go click on OS here and security.
I think you have to be an application administrator.
I don't think it was app administrator. I think it was under, if I'm not mistaken, I'm just going to go click here real quick. It's
Smart Help user is to see.
It was there was Smart Help user. They need to be able to see it. And then there's ISD admin, I think is the other one. So I'm just going to make this 75. Give me a second here. I'll find that role. Yeah. ID, Infor Document Management Administrator is what you need to have to be able to do that. Yep.
You know, one of the things that that we did, I was on the phone with somebody else the other day. I cannot remember what the exact topic was. I think it was something with AP, and they needed our help. They were really frustrated. They had gone on for I think it was 2 weeks trying to solve this problem. And they finally called us up and they said, listen, we cannot solve this. Can you help us? And we were able to help them and help them solve it. I think it took about 10 minutes.
I think that was the achievement issue. I think that we just,
was that what that one was?
Yeah.
But the nice thing is with that, and just another application is, you know, once they've created that answer, they can just utilize that information, put it into Smart Help, so that, you know, they don't have to worry about running into it, or better yet, even somebody from their organization doesn't run into that same problem. So, you know, we've told a lot of our customers, hey, instead of going crazy trying to solve things, call us, let's talk about it, and then you can put that information into Smart Help, and then you don't have to worry about it in the future. So I don't know if Greg, if you wanted to elaborate on that or not. I can't remember all the details, but I thought that was another great way to utilize Smart Help to really help out in the future.
Yeah, I think the bigger one too is we're running into is a lot of audit questions. We get asked, you know, the auditors are asking certain questions, how to get to certain information, and you know, we've, you know, the Smart Help getting out there and putting audit documents out there specifically for them, but also then just, you know, I'm going to come over to here to click back over to here to in here under the widgets here, and being able related information, just so everybody knows they've updated the related information. So if I attach a document to an invoice, it will automatically show up here now. So I'll go into my payables role because I'm sure I have one out there. Payables. And let's go into my invoices here. And submit it. I'm sure I have something out here with a document like on this one right here. It's got an image. You click over here, and now those images automatically, even though I did it as an attachment under the related documents, all related, they all show up here. It used to be only if you dragged them and dropped them there would they show up there, but they didn't show up in the related documents on the invoice itself. So now they're in both places. So when I put them out there, I will see documentation. There's that invoice, but also it is in here as well now. So just it can, you know, down to those level. That was what we helping our auditors, so they don't have to go out there and hunt for stuff, put documents out there for journal entries and things to that nature. That helps them in the related information. Start, you know, that's a great place to keep information. But then, you know, auditors quick guide to don't bug us. You know.
The nice thing is it's all right here in the system. You don't have to go and try to figure out where it's saved on the network. And, you know, it could be saved in this file. It could be saved over here. And, you know, you just have a bunch of different things and places to go to find it. So it's all just right here on the screen, easy to get to.
And, you know, like I said, but when the new V2 portal came out, there was a lot of questions, you know, as we're rolling it out, and everybody's nervous. Oh my God, how are we going to roll this out to the whole organization? April 30th is coming, and V2 is going to be deployed to everybody. And we just did a video out there for a couple of our customers, and that video now is on the Smart Help side. They were able to just seamlessly go out there, go watch the video. one of our consultants, his voice is really calming, and he was able to walk us through and talk through all the different pieces. And that's the great part too, is you could just put snippet clips out there, do a video, jump on a team meeting, record yourself. Here's how to reconcile a cash account. Here's the 5 steps you need to know. Here's where those documents are. Here's how you download bank information. Put it out there. It doesn't have to, and sometimes it's not necessarily related to Infor. It can just be related to your job. So, hey, I'm a staff accountant, put it at the top and say, here are some quick links of how to, quick guides of how to access our banking information, not passwords, but, here's the URLs and just, hey, when I'm in there, here's how to go and get, download certain information. Here's how to execute a wire payment on the bank site. Why does it have to be just Infor? So think broader, think bigger.
That's good. That's good. Well, listen, I think we're gonna wrap it up, and we got a few minutes to spare. It doesn't look like there's any more questions. So just going to say thank you to both Greg and Mandy. Really appreciate all your expertise and the great information here. And I just wanted to thank everybody for coming and put it out there. If you've got any additional questions or you want to just talk to us, we'd be more than happy to get on the phone and run you through something or help you through your own Smart Help system and even provide you with some documentation if we can to help you out. So thanks everybody for attending. We'll make sure that we'll send out the link to this recording so that you can go ahead and show it to everybody in your organization and tell them how exciting this is. And like I said, if you have any questions, just let us know.
And be on the lookout. We'll make sure that we let everybody know about any fixes that we come across. Part of our job is to make sure it's working perfectly for everyone, not just our current customer base, but for the Infor customer base. So we'll reach out to everybody and let everybody know.
Sounds good. Well, great. Well, thank you again, everybody. Really appreciate it. And have a great rest of your day. Thanks for joining us, and hopefully we'll see you next time at the next GForce panel discussion.
GForce resource. There you go.
Thanks, everyone.
Take care.
Bye-bye.